Good day, and welcome to another episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about Reads Vs Hardcover, which is a newer social media website for book nerds. And I just want to talk about it because I currently use both sites, but I am really enjoying hardcover, so I want to tell you all a little bit about it. So stay tuned, that's coming right up here on Drew's Book Reviews. All right. So let's talk about Goodreads versus hardcover. So these are two social media sites for book nerds that enjoy reading and want to share content about their books and track what they're reading and that kind of thing. I discovered hardcover a few months ago, and I have to say I'm really enjoying using it. So let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about Goodreads versus hardcover and some of the reasons why I like hardcover. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Goodreads versus hardcover and why I like hardcover better, and there will be a link down below so you can check this out as well. Alright, so starting with Goodreads, as you can see, I've got this logged in here on Goodreads, and basically, of course, with Goodreads, you got your profile, which you can take a look at. You can follow friends, that kind of thing. So, Drew's favorite books here, as you can see, what I'm currently reading, that kind of thing. So all the typical stuff that we know and love about Goodreads. And of course you got my books over here, which you could sort by your different categories. So read, currently reading, want to read, to be read, that kind of thing. And of course your different shelves, your wish list, science fiction, philosophy. You can see I have all that set up here. So I mean, this is fine and all. And I definitely still use the Goodreads site to track my books and kind of get good following around what I want to read, what I'm going to read. Of course, the wish list here for the books that I want to have that I haven't actually got around to buying yet. So, I mean, all that is fine and good, and I still enjoy my Goodreads quite a bit. And I'm still, putting my Goodreads challenge here. As you can see, this is currently showing as of the day of filming this, 6 books completed on my Goodreads challenge. So definitely, I still use this site and I still enjoy it. Now, I will say this, Goodreads does seem to have one thing over the hardcover, which we'll get to in a moment, that you don't have with that you don't get on the hardcover, and that is the ability here to update progress. So at least with hardcover, if there's a way to do that, I haven't found it yet. But with this, you can update the progress. So moving on to hardcover, let's talk a little bit about what I like about hardcover, why I'm using it, and how I'm enjoying it. So this is the hardcover site, as you can see here, and this is my profile here on hardcover. As you can see, I've got want to read 311 books on there, currently reading. You can see I've got the 3 books set right here that I'm currently reading. The Blood of the Fold by Terry Goodkind, Grimm's Fairy Tales. I'm reading a little bit to my daughter each week from Grimm's Fairy Tales, and The Furies of Calderon. Which, as of the time of filming, I am still reading this, although I know it was January's viewer's choice. I'm going to get to my review on that. Stay tuned. And of course, here is the read option. So to list all the books that I've read, as you can see, 278 books are listed here. Once you sign up for hardcover, you can actually import your reads from Goodreads. I'll admit the import process didn't work perfectly, pulling from my Goodreads profile, but you can do that. So you don't have to go back in and reload everything that you've read on Goodreads into the hardcover service once you get there. Now, this site is free. They do have a supporter option where you can pay to be a supporter, because they are hoping to have a user-supported model and not an ad-supported model. Nice thing about hardcover is this is not created by a company that is looking to sell books. Really, it's created by a bunch of other book nerds, effectively, for those that love books. So they do have a supporter option, which you could absolutely go to if you want to support hardcover financially. I'm not doing that at the moment, but I've been thinking about it. I might do that. Haven't decided yet. But essentially, of course, you have your standard 3 options here on that. So one of the other unique things about hardcover is, of course, you've got your feed, of course. So people you follow, you can see what they're reading and what they liked about what book. You could check out other reviews, of course. So speaking of supporting hardcover, these are some of the options that they have if you want to go ahead. As you can see here, they say, we aren't taking funding. We're relying on community support to innovate and continue creating an independent book website. So the thing about that is that they don't want to rely on ad revenue. It really is about having a book site designed for you, the user, that really wants to enjoy your books. So that is really awesome. So let's take a look at some of these options up here. So of course we have the books. These are the books that you're currently reading. Books that you want to read are listed here as well for you. As you can see, I've got quite a few on my want to read list here that we can check into as well. And then also, of course, you have read and did not finish. This is actually one thing that is really cool about hardcover that I really like. Is now I don't have any on my list here for did not finish yet, but it's actually really cool. Is this is something that you just don't get on Goodreads, is there's no option to select did not finish with this on Goodreads. You don't have that option, but on hardcover you could actually put a book into did not finish, which is really cool. I like that about it. I almost never do not finish a book, but I know a lot of people, there are books that they have DNF'd. You can't tell people that on Goodreads, but you can on hardcover, and that is a really cool thing about that. And then over here, we of course have the stats option, which is really cool as well. As you can see, it shows 278 books read, 1 book referral. So that means it actually shows you how many people have picked up a book or put a book on their particular lists that because of a review that you did of something that you posted on hardcover. So that's really cool as well. I haven't really seen that on Goodreads. Maybe it's there and I just haven't used it. I don't know. I haven't seen that on Goodreads myself. And then over here, it's going to show you the number of authors that you read. This is, of course, my life in books. So this gives you your lifelong stats, the number you want to read, and the total pages read. I'll be honest, I don't precisely know how accurate it is, but it is kind of cool to see that. And here, you could actually select, you could change that, say, my 2023 or my 2022 to see your stats for those particular years. So as you can see here, books read by year, showing 2020, I'm showing 165 books, 43 in 2022. Again, this is not perfectly accurate because I did not start reading it, using hardcover until late 2022. But these are just some kind of cool stats that you can check out. Pages read each day of 2022 stats as well. Pages read by the year. So it kind of breaks it down into numerous different stats that shows you how many books you have of each rating level here as well. These are just some really cool things that you just don't see on Goodreads, or at least I haven't seen them on Goodreads. Your top author liked, Mikhail Kaku, shows you the top author liked. As far as your reviews go as well on that, which is actually really cool. So seeing these stats here, it actually kind of shows you what hardcover is thinking you're more into. Now, funny enough, that hardcover right now does say I'm more into fiction, but I don't. But really, it's only got 3 categories: fiction, nonfiction, unknown. So basically, anything that's science fiction, fantasy, or anything is going to fall into that. But definitely it does show you books by genre as well. So of course, fantasy, 172 books, as you can see I have listed here. Adventure, 151, sci-fi, 146. It even gives you a breakdown of individual moods, books by moods as well. So it's just a lot of data and information that hardcover is able to provide here for you, which I absolutely love. Now, you want to see more, become a hardcover supporter to see more stats. Maybe if I do eventually jump over and become a supporter, I'll have to take a look at that and kind of see where we're at there. But this is just actually really cool in what they offer here as far as stats and information. It just seems to give you so much more insight and data versus what you can get over on Goodreads. So under lists here, so again, you could create a new list simply by clicking new, put your list name. Let me just jump back. I don't need any new lists right now, but that essentially you could add new lists. So I've got a bunch of lists here: fantasy, fiction, historical fiction, nonfiction, philosophy, science fiction, to be read, wish list, all that good stuff. So there's a lot of lists here that you can check out as well, which is really cool. So you can create your own shelves or lists, shelves as they're called over on Goodreads, but lists here. Also, what's really cool is we've got these prompts. So you could go through here and say which characters you most resonated with. And or what are some captivating fantasy books for teens? So there's a bunch of prompts that you can go to and check out here. and you could share your answer. You could bookmark each individual prompt if you want to, and of course switch between the different views of the prompts. So we could do a table view, we could do card view, we could do a shelf view if you prefer, whatever works for you. So you could go in and answer the prompts that you have here. So as we can see here, prompt count 3, prompt rank number 2, which kind of gives you some good information on that. If you want to give an answer, just click on share your answer. So as you can see, I put here, this is my answer right here. Hands down, Kaladin's Stormblast story arc and his battle with depression resonated with me so well, having suffered from depression myself. So this was the book question. Which book characters had you resonated with the most? So that is a really cool thing about the prompts. So you could select, when you select the prompt, of course you got your answer or all answers there, which is pretty cool. Again, that's something that you just don't see on, that on Goodreads. You don't have the answers or anything like that for these types of things. And then of course you also have goals as well, so you could set your goal. You could even see your archived goals or create a new goal. As you can see, I've set my goal to be 75 books this year, and of course we'll continue to be updated as we go along. And of course over here you can see everybody that you're following on the platform, or your followers on the platform, pardon me, and those that you are following as well. So you can see who it is that you're following on the platform, and of course activity. And of course, going back to the prompts, I just want to check on that again here quickly. You could actually go to all answers, so you could even see answers from people that you're following and all the books that they've referenced in their answers here, which is a really cool thing as well. And that is just really awesome. So having those prompts kind of helps you get more engaged in the community on this platform versus what you could get over on Goodreads. So I think that that's a really cool thing. I honestly do. And I do like this platform. And one of the other really cool things about this platform is, unlike Goodreads, it can actually tell you, it gives you a percentage match on what it thinks you're going to like. So let's take a look here on one of the ones on my upcoming reads. Let's search Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. So when we go to this, it gives you a percentage ranking. So as you can see here, it shows 77% match. So essentially what the platform is telling you is that based on the books that you've read and how you've ranked other books, it's predicting a 77% like for this. It's a 77% match on thinking that you're going to like this book. And that is actually a really cool thing, because unlike Goodreads, this is actually giving you some insight into whether or not you think you're going to like the book. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that if it's a low match, definitely don't bother reading it. But it's kind of good to have that. It's giving you recommendations and likelihood that you're going to like it or how much you're going to like it based off of the books that you've already read. And it's not trying to sell you on anything. It's not favoring things, because Goodreads is owned by Amazon, of course, so it's going to favor a lot of the books that Amazon wants to sell. This is just solely based on what you're putting in. The more books you read, the more books you rate, the more you engage with the platform, the better its recommendations and its percentage rating is going to be for you. So there you have it. There is just some great insight into hardcover app that I'm really enjoying, and I just wanted to share that with you, and this is why I'm using the hardcover site. I'll have a link down below for you to check out, so definitely check that out. I would love to hear from you as well on this. I think that'd be a lot of fun, and again, thank you so much for watching. And let me know what you think down below, and I'd love to hear from you on Discord. Join me on Hardcover, follow me on Bookstagram. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, until next time, keep on reading. Bye!
Thank you.